All right, welcome to Coffee with Markus. This is episode 141, and today I'm going to answer 5 of the most common questions that people ask about options trading so that you can get started with confidence. So today we are going to talk about, are options better than stocks? Are options riskier than stocks? Can options actually go negative? We'll talk about, can options be exercised early, which means before the expiration? When do options get assigned? And then I have a bonus question for you. And the bonus question for you is why options are dangerous. Anyhow, that's on the agenda for today. Does that sound good? Then let's get started. This show is about real money and real trades. I'll show you the trading strategies that I personally trade, the tools that I use to trade my own accounts, and we will talk about the right mindset of a trader. Now, talking about mindset, I'm going to show you how to create SRC profits. And SRC stands for systematic, repeatable, and consistent, because that is the key to long-term success in the markets. So, if you are sick of all the hype and empty promises, and you want to learn trading strategies that actually work, then click on like right now and let's get started. Good. So welcome to this episode. Now, options trading is one of the most exciting and, according to my knowledge, also the most profitable ways to invest, but it can also be difficult to understand. So today, in this video, in this show, I'm going to answer 5 of the common questions, of the most frequently asked questions that people ask about options trading, because I want you to get started with confidence. Okay, so I prepared the 5 most frequently asked questions, and we start with questions number 1, which is, are options actually better than stocks? And I want to jump in here right now. And for me, this is a big fat yes. And here are the 3 reasons why that is. So let's talk about them, because I want you to understand of why I'm such a big fan of options trading. So reason number 1, let's see. Can I move this over here? Yes, we can. So reason number 1, you need much less capital when trading stocks. And I want to show you a very specific example. So you need less money than trading stocks. So I want to show you an example here of Apple. So right now, if we are switching over to Apple, and I'm showing it to you here on the iPad, then you see that right now Apple is trading at around $122. So it's exactly 122.33. The markets are still open, so it's jumping all the way around here. But let's just say that Apple right now is trading at $122. So if you want to trade 100 shares of Apple, this means that right now you would need $12,220 in capital to trade Apple. Now here's the beautiful thing. If we are looking, so this would be for the stock. And if we are looking at an option, and I'm going to switch over here to my trading account, and I want to look at Apple options right now. So if you're looking at an Apple option that expires, let's say, next week, and we are looking at a call option of $122, you see that right now it costs around $3.05, $3.10. So this means that if you want to control a 122 call, means that you are allowed to buy Apple at $122. So right now this is trading at $3, let's say $3.10. This means in order to control 100 shares of Apple, it's only $310 that you need to bring to the table. So as you can see, so $12,220, or what this does, the 122 call, it allows you to buy Apple at $122, which is pretty much the equivalent of buying 100 shares of Apple right now. So as you can see, and let me just double check my math, because see, I'm really bad at math. And the good news is you don't have to be great at math to trade options. So I just want to make sure that 100 times 122 is really 12,200. Yes, it is. So as you can see, this $310 gives you the exact same control over Apple than trading 100 shares with $12,220. So, but let's talk about reason number 2. Reason number 2 is you can't lose that much money. So let me show you here again as an example. So if we are trading the stock and Apple goes from 122, moves all the way down, let's say, to 110, you would lose how much? You would so your loss is $12 per share, and this means that if you are trading 100 shares, so it would be $1,200 loss. Ouch! I mean, this is quite a lot, right? So let me just make sure. 12 times 100 is 1,200. Again, math is not my strong suit, and that's good news for you, right? So if you all say, well, I'm not that good at math, you can still trade options and also possibly make money with options. So anyhow, let's just mark this in red so that we see this is what it is. However, if you are trading this option, you see we're going back to our 122 call at $3.10. The maximum loss is the money that you paid for it. So the maximum loss is $310 on this one. Now, let me ask you, if you're wrong, does this actually, do you prefer losing only $310 or $1,200? Obviously less, right? So, and yet you can participate to the upside here if Apple goes up. Now, let me actually talk about the third reason, and this is actually my favorite. You see, when trading stocks, you must be right about the direction. If you're wrong about the direction, if you're buying Apple and it goes sideways or even it goes down, then you're losing money. However, when trading options and when you're doing it the right way, you can make money. You can make money even if you're wrong. And I want to show you a very specific example of a trade that I have going on right now. So we're going to jump back here to the iPad, and a trade that I have on right now is Riot. So here is what I did with Riot. Let me just show you exactly what's happening. Where did my markup go? My markup is gone. Come on, there it is. Okay, fantastic. So I sold, that's actually not right. It was at 27.50. So right here, let's say here. So I sold a 27.50 put. Now, this is the beautiful thing. On this trade, I will make money if Riot goes up. I will make money if Riot stays sideways, and I will make money if Riot goes down as long as it doesn't go below 27.50. But as you can see, right now we are trading at around 50, so it's a long ways to go. So let's jump back into my account here so that you see exactly what this looks like. So here for Riot, which right now, coincidentally, is the only position in green right now, but we'll talk about this in the next Coffee with Markus. So as you can see, Riot, I sold it yesterday, and today I'm already making $162 on this. Now we'll talk about the other positions probably in the next Coffee with Markus or a little bit later today, but I first want to go through the 5 most frequently asked questions. Anyhow, so are options better than stocks? This is the first question, and for me it is a strong yes for these 3 reasons that I mentioned here. Now, the next question that always comes up is, well, options sound so complicated, and this is why it's almost a follow-up question to question number 1 here. Are options riskier than stocks? And for me, the answer is no. However, with a caveat, and this is when used correctly. And we'll talk about this here in just a moment. So when used correctly, you would lose less money trading options than trading stocks. Again, let's go back to the previous example that we had here. As you can see, if you are wrong about the direction, you're still controlling 100 shares of Apple, but you're only losing $310 instead of $1,200. Now, this is where it's really important to understand the next frequently asked questions, which is, can options go negative? And two parts to this. The first one, no. An option cannot go negative. So if you bought a call option for $3.10, I mean, the worst thing that can happen, it's like a stock. A stock can only go to zero. A stock cannot become negative. Same with an option. It can only go to zero. But, so there's a but to this, okay? But, so you can buy options or you can sell options. Now, here's the really cool thing. When you buy options, so when you're buying options, okay, your risk is limited. The risk is limited to the premium you pay. When selling options, that's a whole different story, right? So this is where your risk is huge. So let me show you a very specific example here. And for this example, I want to use Tesla options. So let's just say you are looking at Tesla, and I'm going to switch to the chart here for just a moment. So let's get out of Riot here, and let's actually take a look at Tesla. So you see that Tesla right now is trading at 655. So it came down from 880, almost 900 to 655. And now you might say, you know what? I am going to sell an option on Tesla. And let me show you what this looks like. So let's say today is March the 3rd as I am doing this show and this video for you. And let's say you expect that by the end of the week, it will not go below let's say 600, right? So let's take a look at the chart here. So I'm going to share my iPad. I'm going to draw a quick line here so that you see where the 600 level is. And you say, you know what? I don't think that over the next 3 days, it will go below 600. So therefore, you think that you will sell a put here. And looking at the 600 put, you could actually get around $5 for this. So this means that if you're selling this put, just one of these puts, you see, you could actually make $510 for just one put. So let's go back to the chart. So this means if you're right, if over the next 3 days Tesla is not going below 600, you could make $500 approximately. And you might say, whoa, this is pretty cool. Now here's the deal. I want to show you a so-called risk graph here that shows you, yeah, I mean, if this happens, let me just see if I can bring this here to the analysis. There you see, so if you're right and Tesla stays above 600, you're making, as you can see up here, $505. But look what happens if it goes below. If Tesla would drop to 500 over the next few days, you would lose almost $10,000, right? So this is why it is very important that you understand that there's a huge difference between buying options and selling options. By the way, if you're new to this channel and you're absolutely new to options, I did a video for you that is called Options 101. In this video, I explained the difference between buying options and selling options and when you would do what. But here, can options go negative? No. However, when you're selling options, be aware that the risk can be quite big, and therefore it is absolutely super important that you must have a trading strategy and a trading plan. You cannot just say, oh, you know what, this looks good. I think I will be fine and Tesla will stay above 600 and I'm just pocketing $500 in 3 days. And you might say, $500 in 3 days? This is amazing. And yeah, be careful here. All right. But let's move on. Let's actually go to question number 3. And this is mainly when you are buying or also when you're selling options. And the question here that I get all the time is, can options be exercised early? And in theory, yes, because the option buyer can exercise this option at any time. Practically, no. And here's why. I want to explain to you exactly why that is. Practically, no. So let's actually jump to a very specific example again, and we're going back to the example of Apple. So if we are going back to Apple here, and we'll take a look at this, and we look at, for example, the option that expires next week. You see that is at 122. So I want to write down this example because I think it's better if we see it. So let's just do a quick example here. And in this example, we have we buy an Apple call option at a price of 100 that allows you to buy Apple at 122. And this expires in 9 days from now, so on March 12th. So let's go back. It expires in 9 days. So currently, Apple is trading at, what did we just say? We can look it up here, at 122.80. So 122.80. This means that Apple right now is what they call in the money. Again, you have the right with this option to buy 100 shares of Apple at a price of 122. And you could say, oh my gosh, I could sell it right away at 122.80, and so you would make 80 cents per share times 100, so this would be like $80. However, instead of exercising the option, right? So the price of this call option is, what did we just say? It is right now, let's say $3.30. $3.30. So let's go back. If you would exercise this option early, you would make 80 cents per one share. So this means if you're trading 100 shares, it would be $80. Okay, that's kind of cute. However, since right now the price of the call option is $3.30, you could sell your option for $3.30. So in this case, you would make $330 for one option, since one option always controls 100 shares. So, and if you look at this, you would make way more money, as you can see, selling this option on the market right now instead of exercising it. So this is why I say, in theory, options could be exercised. Practically no, because selling the option instead of exercising it will give you more money. All right, so spelling is also not that important. Exercising it will give you more money. There we go. Anyhow, so this is why people are always concerned. Okay, what if the option dips above or below the strike price before expiration? Can it be exercised? Yes, but usually nobody is doing it. Okay, is this helpful thus far? Does this make sense? If it does, do me a favor and click on like really quick, because then I see that you find this video helpful, and this way I will do more videos like this. Okay, good. Now let's talk about, so when do options get assigned? Because I think this is another important topic, and a lot of people have some misconceptions around this. And so when do options get assigned? So the expiration date of an option is always on a Friday. So it's always on Fridays. However, and this is where usually the broker automatically exercises or assigns options, ITM options, options that are in the money. So ITM options. However, the buyer of an option has until has until 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday to inform the broker if he does not want the shares. And so this is 1 hour after the exchanges close. And therefore, the actual settlement date is usually Saturday, right? Because this way, by then, everybody knows if the buyer said, yes, I want it, or I don't want it. So the important thing for you to remember here is, first of all, make sure that you don't assume you're getting assigned, even if the option is in the money, because the buyer of an option can actually say, yeah, you know what, I don't want it, I'm fine. And it has happened to me. It has happened to me, and I know that it has happened to a few of you. So therefore, always wait for an email from your broker, and also check your account on Monday to see if you have been assigned and if you did actually get the option, get the stock. Okay, anyhow, so why are options dangerous? And this is a bonus question here that I want to answer really quick, of why options are dangerous. Now, you know that traders love the idea of selling premium, and that's what I do, and I'm doing it very, very well, because even today, my account looks a little bit ugly, so I'm down $10,000 for the day. Overall for the year, and we're just a little bit in the year, I'm already up $47,000 on this account, almost $48,000. So, I mean, right now I have some unrealized P&L, but I'm not concerned about this. But we talked about this earlier with the Tesla trade, right? So this is where it's very important that you understand, if we try to put a trade on and we are selling options, right? This is when it can get really, really dangerous, because if you don't know what you're doing, you might find yourself upside down, and instead of making $500, you lose $10,000. So this is why options, yes, it can be dangerous. So therefore, it is very important that you have the following three things. Number one, you must have a strategy. Number two, you must have tools that help you to execute the strategy. And you know, for me, this is the PowerX Optimizer that helps me to find the best stocks that are worth the risk and the best options here. And the last one here is you must have the right mindset. So what does this mean? The right mindset is that you're not getting rich overnight. What we are looking for is SRC profits, and this stands for systematically, repeatable, and consistent. Okay, so in summary, the most frequently asked questions around options is, are options better than stocks? And for me, this is a resounding yes. Are options riskier than stock? No, when used correctly, you would lose less money trading options than trading stocks. Can options go negative? No. However, be very, very careful when you are trading options, when you're selling options, because when you're selling options, as you can see here, the risk is huge. So you absolutely need to know what you're doing. I'm actually marking this in red because this is very important. Can options be exercised early? In theory, yes. Practically, no, because selling the option instead of exercising it will give you more money. And when do options get assigned? The expiration date is always on Friday, but I mean, don't count your chickens before they hatch, right? So always make sure that you are really assigned, or the buyer of an option, there we go, without an S. That's what we are supposed to do, right? So that you wait for an email from your broker that you have been assigned, right? Or you check your account on Monday. Options trading can be dangerous, and therefore it is important that you have the right strategy that you have the right tools and that you have the right mindset. Now, let me ask you this before I go to your questions. Is this helpful at all? Because if it is, do me a favor and click on like really quick. This way I know that you're enjoying this video. And if you do, please also make sure that you share this video with as many people as you feel should see this video here. Anyhow, so in a moment, I am going to answer your questions, but I am just noticing that somehow magically I did not plug in my computer. And in just a moment, this computer will go into sleep mode. So I know I should have done this. So just give me 1 second. I'll be right back with you because I just need to make sure that I'm plugging it in right down there. Don't go anywhere because I see that we have many great questions that I want to make sure we're answering right away. So let me just plug it into the outlet that actually works, because apparently I found an outlet that works and I found another one that doesn't work. All right, here we go. We are back and it is still not charging. What the heck did I do? Let me do the following. I'm just gonna unplug this fantastic cable in there. So yes, I got my monitor to work and now the computer is charging again. Okay, now I'm with you. So let's take a look at some of your questions and we will see if I can help you with your trading. All right, I'm gonna scroll up because there's many questions coming in. So yes, we are live right now. It is Wednesday, March the 3rd, and it is 4 minutes to 3 o'clock Central Time. So this means in 4 minutes the exchange will close. All right, good. So Patty has an excellent comment and says, hey, following my plan, not freaking out over unrealized losses, just sitting back and selling calls. Yes, and this is the beautiful thing. So, I mean, even though at times, this is not what I wanted to show. There we go. At times, it might look ugly in your account. Don't freak out, right? I mean, I did a video on this. When did I do it? On Monday or maybe the other one? I'll link to it. And this is the 3 ways how you could lose money with this strategy. And one is panicking and freaking out about this. So Patty, you are doing absolutely the right thing. Jeffrey from Puerto Rico, good to see you here. Laura, is good to be back. Yes, we are back. Good, good, good. Okay, yes, markets are choppy here right now. So, hey, there's still possibilities to make money. I mean, the right trade does well. I entered a Snap trade today. So Snap, because I believe, let me just show you so that you see exactly what I did with this trade. So Snap, I believe that Snap will stay above 52 by Friday, and there's only 3 more days. So actually 2 days to expiration since today is pretty much over. Markets close in 2 minutes. And so this would be a very healthy drop. And I'm going to show it to you on my tool, the PowerX Optimizer, where I calculated this trade. So let's go to the wheel calculator. And there we go, right? I mean, earlier when I entered it, the stock price was at 61.47. So this means that Snap can actually drop 15% and I'll still be fine. Now, is it likely that it drops over the next few days? Not very likely. Can it happen? Anything can happen, right? So let's just bring up Snap here for a moment. Oops, not Nap. That would be nice right now, right? But let's talk about, Jesus, SNAP, Snap, there we go. So as long as we stay above 52, I'll be in good shape. And so I think over the next 3 days, that will be just fine. Anyhow, good. So let's see. All right. So Twin Screw opened a margin account with $25,000, and I'm only getting $25,000 in buying power on stocks, on options. That is correct. The buying power is only for stocks, and I did a video around this. I'll link to it in the description. I think it's called Trading with Margin, where I explained it in detail of why that is. Okay. Good, good, good. So Pete says, do you ever buy to close a covered call with just a few days left with 95% in the max profit? Yes, yes I do. So if I can get 90%, I'm actually going for 90%. I'll do a video around this, maybe on Friday. I'll do a video in the next Coffee with Markus where I'll talk about when it makes sense to close a trade early, because that's a very, very frequently asked question, Pete. So stay tuned, hit subscribe, because I will make a video on this, and I either release it as an extra video in between Coffee with Markus, or I'll do it in Coffee with Markus. So that is a great idea. Johnny's asking, is it risky to use all of the buying power recommended by the PowerX wheel calculator? No, as long as you don't put it all in one position. See, this where here, I recommend that you have a maximum of 5 positions. So as you can see right now, I am actually in 5 positions. I'm in Apple, GDXJ, Ride, Riot, and Snap. And therefore, as you can see, I'm very well diversified if you think about it. So Apple is a tech company. GDXJ is the ETF of the gold miners. So here we are more in metals. Ride is an electric car maker. Riot is the cryptocurrency, and Snap is social media. You see, with these 5 stocks, I'm pretty diversified, even though, I mean, in the broad range, you could say that they're all tech stocks, right? I feel that I have a nice diversification here. So, Johnny, this is where, as long as it makes sense to have multiple positions here, right? Don't put all of your eggs in one basket here. So Brian says, asking, why are strike prices different, 5 or 250 or 1 or 50 cents? What determines the strike prices? This is how much an option is worth. Let me show you a few examples here. So for example, Snap, as you can see, is a stock that trades at $60. So therefore, we have strike prices here of 50 cents in between. Now, on the other hand, Apple, which trades at $122, this is where we have strike prices, let me just show you, of a full dollar, right? And then we have a company like Tesla, and Tesla is trading at 600, and when we are at 600, we have strike prices here of 25, right? So because it wouldn't make sense to have strike price of 50 cents, that would be crazy, right? So basically what determines the difference between the strike prices is how much is a stock trading at. Is that okay? All right, just making sure. All right, good. Okay, so Daniel says, if a stock gaps overnight and you're assigned, you might be stuck with the stock for months or years before selling calls again, like Apple, no cash flow. See, this can happen. Honestly, I've never been stuck for months and years. I mean, right now, this is week 2, so it's day 10, where I have not been able to sell calls on Apple, but I'm fine with this. See, this is a $250,000 account. Let's just jump back there. So $250,000 account, and thus far, in the first 2 months of the year, I already made $48,000 approximately. So I'm okay if right now I'm not earning premium on Apple, because that's the only stock where I don't sell options. So as you can see, GDXJ, here I sold options. So actually on this option, I'm up $1,200. Then on Ride, I sold options. I'm up $1,000 in premium here. Riot is one that I started doing yesterday, and I'm up $162. So I appreciate your concern, Daniel, but you see, for me, it's really not a concern, and this is why I highly recommend that you trade up to 5 different positions. So even if one of the positions right now is not earning money, the other 4 are, and therefore it's all good. Okay? Good. Anyhow, so RM says the right trade never came through the alerts. Did it go for anyone else? No, I'm not issuing every single trade that I do here as an alert for a very simple reason. Sometimes these trades are fast. They're super fast. And this is a trade that I did with my mastermind group. We did it yesterday morning. We usually meet Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And this is why this did not come as an alert, because it usually takes me around 10 minutes to issue the alert. And by the time I was able to issue the alert, the trade was gone. This is why I highly recommend that you have a powerful tool here, like the PowerX Optimizer, because it definitely came up yesterday here under the conservative wheel. It came up as a trade. So this is where it came up, and this is where we saw it in the mastermind group and said, oh my gosh, Right, popped up. Let's trade. Right, and you see today Snap popped up. So this is where the tools help you. Whenever I can, I release this as an alert. But I also want to make sure that this is not too aggressive. RM, is this making sense? Okay, good. Cody says, I love the wheel strategy, but what do you do when the price drops too far to sell any calls? This is when you start selling puts. I did a video on this, and this is my TQQQ trade that is in trouble. I'll link to it in the description and also here in the chat. So take a look at this one. Just make sure that it falls enough. So right now, Apple, I mean, look at Apple. Apple is down a little bit. Apple is down, what, like $10 away from my assigned strike price. So I got assigned right here. So let me just make sure this is the strike price. Oops, let me go back to the screen. There we go. So this is the strike price of 133 that I got assigned at. And let's just do the coordinates exactly. So this is even a little bit higher. So as you can see, Apple is not that far away. You always need to make sure that you look for the next support level, and this is closer here to 107 and 110. So right now, I'm not too interested in selling puts on Apple, but at some point, if Apple keeps falling, who asked the question here? Cody, this is when you would sell more puts to bring down your cost basis, right, and collect more premium. Okay. So Laura says, does the 122 call option still increase $1 a share? No, it does not. It increases with, this is where, if you go back to Apple, we're looking at the so-called delta. And I did a video on this. I'll link to it in the description. And it is what is delta in options. And you see the delta is 0.5. So this means that it basically, whenever the stock goes up by $1, the option increases by 50 cents. However, as we go more into the money here, right, this is where you see it quickly goes to 60 cents, 70 cents. So the delta changes all the time. This is why I did a dedicated video on this. So in the beginning, you're participating with 50 cents for each dollar move. And then later on, it will be 60 cents, 70 cents. Depending on how far it goes into the money, it might even be 80 cents. Laura, does this help? Okay, and Chris says, yeah, it increases approximately by the delta times 1. Or the way how you can envision it as well is that the delta is the amount of shares that you would have instead of 100. So you would have like 51, right? But I did a dedicated video on this. Take a look at this. It's called Delta on Options, or what is Delta on Options. I'll link to it here in the chat and also in the video. Anyhow. Great questions here. Laura said, just read half of my book on my flight. That's great. That's great. Shamir is asking, why is your account option buying power and stock buying power the same? Because I have portfolio margin, and the way how Tasty works is calculating it. It's slightly different. So therefore, it's both at the same, but I'm having a portfolio margin account, which you usually have when you have more than $150,000 or $200,000 in your account. Anyhow, Al says, using the wheel, what is the longest you have had to hold a stock? I believe it was 4 months. I believe it was 4 months or 3 months, 3 to 4 months. And this was a TQQQ trade, but I made a lot of money on this. This was a much smaller account that I've been trading. It was a $50,000 account, and I think I made $3,000 on that one. So on a $250,000 account, this would be the equivalent of making $15,000 to $16,000 here. So anyhow, good. Let's see. Boris is asking, could we say that when going long in a position buying shares, it would be smart to sell a call since we're buying the underlying stock? Well, you see, when you're selling a call, you're capping your profits. So if you don't believe that the stock will take off, then yes, it makes sense. If you believe that the stock will just go sideways, you might want to sell a call. Again, I did a video on this. Nicole just posted it, the Options Trading 101. Take a look at this. So there's a link in the description somewhere here in the chat and also in the description. Take a look at this one. This is where I explain it in more detail. Okay. So Terry said, what laptop alternate monitor are you going to buy to replace the one that went out? Actually, it was my stupid adapter. I had an adapter, and this adapter went out. However, what I highly recommend is this here. You see this is an external monitor, super slim. super slim. It's the Asus 169B. I'll post a link to it. I have a website where I have all the stuff that I have that you can order it from Amazon if you want to. But you see, super slim monitor, nice big monitor, and all you need, it doesn't have any power. All you need is USB. What do you think about this? Pretty cool, right? So you can plug it in and then you have a nice big monitor, super light. I think it's around 2 pounds, as you can see, right? I mean, I'm really loving it. So Nicole, can you post the link? I believe it is rockwelltrading.com/myoffice or something like this. This is where you see all the links of the tools and toys that I have this. Okay, anyhow, good. So Johnny says, before I confirm and send an option order, note shown, please note that you have selected a weekly option series with a non-standard expiration date. You see, it's really odd that your broker says it, because these days weekly expirations are kind of the norm. More and more options are trading with weekly options, but back in the days, many years ago, it would have only been monthly expirations, and there's still a lot of stocks that are only trading with monthly expirations. I personally would not say that weeklies is non-standard. These days, I would say weeklies is the standard here. So therefore, don't worry about this. Or said, have you talked about GME lately, or can you? I'm actually doing a daily update video, stock market update video. And in these videos, I'm talking about GME. I'm talking about RKT, Rocket, right? That is going on right now. And several others. You'll find a link here on the channel. I'm doing these videos also live here on the channel at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So this is 1 hour after the markets close. I give you a 5-minute summary of what's happening in the markets. If you're interested in this, subscribe to the channel, hit the little notification bell. This way, YouTube will send you a notification whenever I go live. Okay, so this way you see this. Kim says sell puts on RKT. No, really super bad idea. Super bad idea. Wouldn't do this. I know the premiums are great, but this is how you can get burned. This is where we go back to, let me just bring it up here. So why options trading can be dangerous. There we go. Yes, it can be dangerous if you're doing something that you just suggested. I mean, selling puts on RKT. Not a good idea. I mean, we can quickly look at this just so that you get an idea of what Kim is referring to. So let's bring it up here. Rocket is a company that yesterday skyrocketed higher. So yesterday up 70%, today down 32%. So no, I would not do this. This is like GME, like GameStop, right? And Rocket. And then we have the other meme stocks like AMC, right? I mean, I think this is where you can get in a lot of trouble here. Don't do that. So, no, power alert for Riot. No, this was not a power alert. And especially Riot, you see, Riot is a super dangerous stock. So this is why I'm just trading it here with my mastermind group, since we are meeting 3 times a week and I can help them out if we are getting in trouble here. Because this is where it needs a little bit more hand holding. So that's why I decided to not send it out as a power alert. Okay, cool. And here we go. Yes, we did have a few power alerts that we sent out last week. I'm pretty sure that tomorrow on Friday, we might be able to send another one. All right, yeah, right, went really fast, was a risky trade. Yes, Teresa, absolutely right. And Snap was a trade that happened today. So let's talk about Snap here for a moment. So this is a trade that happened today. I also think it's a little bit risky, and I know that many of you who have signed up for the power alerts are not as experienced as people who have the PowerX optimizer. See, usually the more advanced traders or more serious trader have this tool, and therefore it pops up here. See, right now it's popping up and it's suggesting you. Right now you can make a lot of money even if you sell the 48 strike. Look at this. It just popped up on the scanner. Well, actually, markets are closed since 15 minutes, but anyhow, so you could sell the 48 at 16 cents and would make 41% annualized. This is where it goes back to what I said earlier. It is so important, yeah, that you must have a strategy, you must have the right tools, and I'll be happy to help you with power alerts. You can expect a couple of power alerts per week, but when you have the PowerX optimizer, I mean, look at this. You are getting so many trade choices every day. It's almost like too many, right? So this is where you get Dropbox, for example. That's another great trade, I would say. Marvel, I like Marvel as a trade. I do believe that they report earnings though. So Snap was a great trade. What was another one that we looked at a little bit earlier? These are mainly the ones that right now I'm interested in. Anyhow, good. So Alma says OCO orders is one cancels another, and it's mainly used for a profit target and a stop loss. So this, I believe that I did a video on this. I'll look for the video. If I find it, I'll post a link in the description here. Okay. So I feel like if people are paying for the alert service, all alerts can be sent out. If they move quickly, the price that the alert was sent out as listed, so it's up to an individual. RM, I feel that this creates a lot of frustration, because by the time you receive the email or the text message, or you receive this, and this price is no longer available, you would probably say, what the heck? Why did I even get the alert if right now I can't get the trade? So I feel that this would lead to more frustration, and therefore I'm rather looking for stocks that don't move that quickly. And also, think about it. I mean, it's what? The alerts is $147 a month. I mean, you make this back with one trade. So if you took the GDXJ trade, or let's actually take a look at this, at the most recent trades that we send out, all of them were really nice, profitable trades. So I'm going right now here into the members area really quick to take a look at the trade. So, I mean, if you have, for this year, let's just take a look at this, how many trades we issued this year. I'm going over here to courses, because as you know, this is where we have the power alerts. And right now my computer is a little bit slower than I want it to be, or it is not registering my mouse. Okay, let's see if this comes back up. If so, I will show it to you. I believe that we have already issued 6 or 8 alerts for this year, and I'm pretty sure that you made some really good money on these stocks here. Okay. Good. So what else do we have here? Let's see if we have any other questions. What if earnings were tomorrow for Apple? What would that be? A big loss? You never know, right? I mean, earnings can go in your favor as against you. If you're nervous about this, right, make sure that you're not trading any stocks or options that have earnings in the next few weeks. I usually don't like to trade options that have earnings before they expire. The options that I trade after this, I'm not too concerned here. I'm not too concerned about this. Is this making sense? All right, cool. Well, I know that time is flying by when we are having fun, right? So it has already been 45 minutes. I hope that you're enjoying these shows as much as I enjoy making them for you. If you do me a favor, click on like, because this way I see which videos you like. And I know that we don't have a possibility to get to all of the questions that you're answering here, but leave the questions in the comments, or if you're one of our customers, I mean, just post your question in our private community on Mighty Networks. So this way, I'm there, other people are there, community managers, and we have an awesome community that can help you here with your questions. Anyhow, have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you on Friday in the next Coffee with Markus. We're going live 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Hope that today we answered your most frequently asked questions around option trading, and that you have a little bit more clarity of what to expect when trading options. And should you be trading options? Yes, absolutely. Anyhow, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.